Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast where we talk about the top trending stories across the UAE. Today, our topic was focused on knowing your rights, whether that's labour laws, whether that's travel bans. We delved deep into two particular topics. We'd love you to take a listen to that.
Exactly, and we also spoke about a man who was caught smoking on a flight from Dubai to Mumbai, and it's honestly such notorious behavior to not even be able to wait a couple of hours for the respect of your passengers, for the respect of the flight, and basically,
He had 3 hours. Oh my gosh, what an act of behavior. Also, guys, the one, the only, an incredible yogi, Yash Moradiya. He is a 9-time world record breaker, basically for his strength of mind. So we had him on the show and we asked him about that. Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Have you ever, or do you know someone who's ever had difficulties with travel bans? A new payment system is going to help you out.
We'll also be talking about UAE labor laws for workplace safety regulations. Is your employer liable to be paying for your medical treatments or not?
And a man was caught smoking on a flight from Dubai to Mumbai. Bombay. We're going to talk about that.
And after all of today's top trending stories, we'll be joined with Yash Moradiya. He's an 8 times world record breaker. So excited to have him on the show. He's going to be showing us all the asanas and so much more about related to yoga.
His flexibility knows no bounds. I don't want you to leave this show, but check out his Instagram to see the level of intensity that we're talking about. He's going to be with us later in the show. But before we get to all of that, we had an amazing guest on the show yesterday, Shahrukh Abdul Aziz, who talked about AC temperatures. And we're talking office, we're talking home life. There is a vast difference between what some bodies are able to enjoy and cope with, and it results in a little bit of controversy.
I mean, AC temperatures have been the biggest, I think, topic of debate in our office since day one. I think from our previous office, this office now, I think it's a little bit more regulated. But before it was just someone wants it at 18, someone wants it at room temperature, someone likes it cold, someone likes it hot, even your own homes, right? Like when you're staying with family or you're sharing your room or it's like a one AC for the entire apartment. It's just so difficult to just be on the same page about temperature.
You know what's so true is that, so if you share your home with a partner, it's kind of like a conversation you can have, and you like it cold, I like it hot, and you kind of end up dealing with it. However, can we speak to people, if you're in a shared accommodation circumstance, do you have that problem? And if so, what do you think is the average AC temperature that people can live with? I'm going to go with 24.
Yes, 23, 24, I think it's doable. But a lot of people are just not okay with anything above 18 for them is not okay, because they just like it cold and they're not able to fall asleep unless they have a blanket to just, totally wrap themselves around with, a cozy thick layer of a blanket. So
my boyfriend is a cold apartment person, and my mum came over a little while ago, and the only comment she made after her 3 hours there was oh, he likes a cold apartment. Because it's noticeable, and you just you don't say anything, but it's a cold apartment. I don't know what it is. It's probably it's not going to be 18. It must be 20, 21-ish.
Oh my God, that's
But it's
freezing.
a cold, and it's the whole way through the apartment, and it's just it feels cleaner, I guess, in this warm weather. It just because it's so cold, it feels nearly sterile. But it's just got colder. It feels cleaner. It's nothing's going to live in this environment. We're gone down to freezing temperatures here. Nothing's going to stay alive. So maybe that's a thing. I don't know. What about
so
you?
Funny, that comparison. Now that you put it that way, I feel that like a morgue.
It's just super cold. But then you have a reason, because who's got winter boots in Dubai? Who's got winter woolies and hoodies and long comfy kit? Your comfy kit finally has its day in a cold apartment.
Look at you looking at the glass half full because I know you're pretty much like intolerable to cold as much as I am.
I hate the cold so much.
And you're looking at it like glass half full. Let's make this work. You like it cold. Let me get out my winter boots. Let me get out my trench coat.
You enter the apartment, you leave your clothes, and you, rather than like taking everything off, you're putting everything on and you're going in. You're like, okay, settling in for the night.
I think you're selling cold temperatures to people. Stop.
Getting the parka.
Room temperatures, you guys. Room temperatures. It's even better for the environment. I don't know how, but it is.
I think a fair call out would be a residential agreement of a 23.
Yes.
24.
Petition
for
keep all ACs, like you just cannot move the temperature, reduce the temperature below 23.
Office, home life, shared accommodation. Let's speak to the AC people. Let's make it happen. On this Wednesday morning, it's 8:37. Let's dive into our top story today. Lift travel bans with a new payment system. Now, this is really helpful information if you've ever been blindsided or caught with a travel restriction, travel ban. Dubai Public Prosecution has announced a smart payment of fines. So this is a proactive service for its customers, which is a smart payment service for fines.
So the accused party in criminal case registered in the digital identity can pay the fine related to the orders issued against them by electronic and smart means and obtain a stop search and automatically lift the travel ban. So if you've got travel restrictions on your name, you can now immediately lift them by paying the fine.
So it's extremely helpful. Travel restrictions can happen for a number of reasons, and now there's a smart payment system, so it avoids visits to any courts or any offices. You can do it in 3 different ways. There's digital payment services. So therefore, if you're concerned of a travel ban, you can probably check there if you've got one, and then you can pay the fine related to it as well, which is great.
100%, and it just makes things so much more convenient because like fines can come from basically any which department. Could be the transport, could be DIVA, it could be so many different like dimensions it could come from. So it's like you have to deal with it at specific places, offices, centers. So now having it at just made automated makes it so much easier to deal with, because when you're either traveling or looking to move out of the city, whatever, it's like you have 1,000 things on your mind, and the last thing you want to do is just plan out a trip to a center just for one thing, which is paying off a fine.
Yeah, this is one more service that's become digitalized, and it's an easy payment service which just makes our life easier. However, let's hope we do not ever get caught under those restrictions. Moving on to our next story.
So UAE labor laws for workplace safety regulations, we'll be giving a lowdown on that. So as an expat employee here in the UAE, it's vital that you know of your rights regarding labor regulations and specifically workplace safety regulations, a subject of paramount importance for both employees and employers. So enter clause 13 of Article 13 in Federal Decree number 33 of 2021 on the regulation of the UAE labor law.
Here, the spotlight is on an employer's obligation to provide a secure and suitable work environment. Employees and employers alike are required to abide by the procedures outlined by the Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization, MOHRE, concerning occupational health and safety.
Moreover, according to the UAE labor law, if an employee is injured while performing their job duties, the employer is generally liable to provide compensation, medical treatment, and cover any related expenses. This includes both immediate medical treatment and ongoing medical care if necessary.
In the case of a workplace injury, the following steps are advised. So do keep records. Employers and employees must keep records. That could be medical stuff, talks, agreements, whatever. It's crucial. Disputes, if there's any fight about pay or anything else, UAE Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization or Labour Courts step in. Compensation claim, can't work due to injury, you might get paid, follow UAE labour laws.
So medical records, note them all down, note down the treatments and the costs linked to the injury. And of course, you should be reporting and telling your boss about it as soon as possible, about, of course, your injury or your medical requirements. Most workplaces have steps in place for this. And of course, prompt medical care. So if you're injured, get medical help as soon as possible, and employers do cover the bill. So make sure you do take a note of all of that, and a full comprehensive breakdown on this is on our website.
However, as a side note, and on the flip side, workers have their duties to uphold as well. So, utilizing the provided protective gear and clothing is not just a suggestion, it is a must. Following the employer's instructions to ensure your safety is a given. So, refraining from those actions would undermine any of the above mentioned directives.
For employers, it's all about ensuring a shield against potential occupational injuries and diseases, from the necessary protective gear to informative boards, signage. There should be a comprehensive list of precautions in place for employees. So of course, make sure, like, employers need to make sure they're following all of their precautionary measures. That means wearing the uniforms, wearing all the protective gear, and in the case something does go wrong, of course, MOHRE will see who is liable to be paying for the medical treatments in that case. And I think one big thing for employers is that to ensure that they are regulating and just constantly making sure the uniforms are in order and they're replaced at correct times and not getting old and worn out.
True. I think the main thing here, regardless of industry or sector, is to know your rights. The laws are there to protect us as individuals. So if you ever have questions, maybe get in touch with us, or also our information always comes directly from government platforms, so you can get it there as well. Jumping into our next story, we'd love to get your thoughts on this, and I'd really like to ask smokers here a question on this one. So a man has been busted for smoking on a Dubai flight. So a passenger was caught smoking in a restroom of an Indigo flight when one of the crew members noticed the smell of cigarettes coming from the bathroom on a flight from Dubai to Mumbai.
When he was confronted by the flight crew, the man acknowledged his actions and surrendered a lighter along with a pack of cigarettes. And when the crew checked, they found burnt cigarette was found in the toilet.
Following the incident, the flight crew promptly intervened and reported the issue to the Sahara police station in Mumbai upon landing. The man involved was subsequently arrested for the act. My question to smokers is, it must be really, like, so it's an addiction. And obviously, we shouldn't be smoking on flights. Passing air can cause health concerns for other travelers. Like, it's just an absolute no-go. Thankfully, it was banned from planes back in the 90s, as far as I'm aware. How hard is it? How hard is it for smokers to not smoke for like an 18-hour flight? Like, are they Jones? I don't know.
You know,
She hears it. We have a smoker who says it's not that hard. Don't smoke.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, but like I know how agitated just people get, like if they go 1 hour without smoking, you know, like that's the kind of general consensus you get from people who do smoke, right? Like, oh, it's been an hour, like no smoke, the smoke break. It's like you just need to do something. I don't know, like, and now with the addiction of vaping, people are just used to doing it like every couple of minutes. So I don't know if it's like a hardcore addiction. It's probably not the most convenient situation for you to be boxed up on a plane for like that many hours. But of course, you're putting not just your life, but the lives of so many others, not only in discomfort, but in danger, because you just don't have, you're not sure how it's going to impact the flight.
Exactly. And this is a 3-hour flight. So he really had no business to be smoking in the bathroom. And all of these rules are so clear now on airlines. Like, it's like, you don't smoke, you don't have your mobile phone on. Are you turning your phone off when you get on a flight though? Do you always put it on flight mode?
I do it while landing and taking off, because I think during you are allowed to use Wi-Fi and all those things, so it's completely fine. But of course, during landing anyway, I don't get signal, so there's no point. So might as well put on flight mode to avoid any issues with networking systems. So I'm like, you know, if at all anything's gonna happen, I'm not a part of that.
Not my fault, guys. So that story went live yesterday. It's live on our Instagram, beautifully written by Sandra, if you'd like to take a look. It's 8:45 and we're talking yoga with an 8-time world record breaker. Yash Moradiya is going to be with us right after this very short break. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Smashing one Guinness World Record is hard enough, but our guest today managed to break 9 with his unmatched flexibility and unbreakable determination. Welcome to the show. We have yogi superstar Yash Moradiya. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me here in this wonderful show, Lovin Dubai. I'm glad to have being here.
Thank you for taking the time.
Great.
So, as you came into the office, Shahir told us you broke another record.
True.
In the last 48 hours.
Not exactly, but my record has get approved in last 48 hours.
Okay.
So right now, totally, I'm having total 9 Guinness World Records.
That's amazing! Congratulations! So what is this one for?
So that was for longest time to hold the tortoise pose.
Okay.
So till now, every single record which I have broke, it is based on to hold certain position for the longest period of time.
How long did you hold this one for?
The last one I have held it for 7 hours.
7 hours.
Yes.
And what is the tortoise pose for those of us who don't know our animals?
It is based on the flexibility in which you need to bend forward and fold your both legs and put it behind your shoulders.
I can see it.
Yeah, you can imagine. So it is a little difficult. So the most difficult part is that it is not about the physical pose. It is over our mind. Because we cannot sit on the seat for half an hour, but to hold certain position for the long time, so it is difficult for our mind, not for our body. Because if we know how to control our mind, then only we can stay here, stay in that position. So that was the thing.
What record did you break? Like you got it 7 hours, so what was the previous record?
So the first record which I have broke, it was for the scorpion position, and for that record I known everywhere. So the record, so the journey has begun with my childhood. So from my childhood I wanted to do something new. I wanted to break that record. So initially I was taking participation in different championships, and then from the age of 7 to 17, for 10 years I have dedicated my entire childhood into the practice of yoga. Even I was bunking my school to practice yoga. And then, so continuously after practicing, we get the chance to practice and participate at the higher level. First of all, district, state, and then national. So in 2018, I get chance to participate in national level championships. Wow. And in that national level championship, I got the first rank and secured the gold medal, my first gold. And after that gold, I was seeing the change in my body, and I realized that what is my real strength. And then I found out that I could hold certain position for the longest period of time. And the dream I had from the childhood to break record, and then I have searched that which kind of record I can break. And then I found that the scorpion position, in which we need to balance our body on our forearms, on our hands, and brings our legs on the top.
Yeah.
So that record was for 4 minutes. At that time.
I've seen you do that because I think I saw you at NAS Summit.
Exactly.
And you were doing the scorpion pose
True.
over there, and the crowd around you, like it was, True. You were just doing it for, I think, your Instagram, like True. Very much or by yourself. And then a full crowd gathered around you to see you. It was like amazing to see you hold that pose for so long.
Right.
The discipline.
So the pose, initially the previous record was for 4 minutes for that scorpion pose. And then I realized that today itself, at that time, I could break that record. But I had the clear mindset that I don't wanted to break that record to compete with others, to beat with anyone. I wanted to break the record to know my real strength, to unlock my real potential. And then I have dedicated my practice completely towards that pose. And after continuously practicing for 5 years, in 2022, last year, I have attempted that record and hold it for 29 minutes. 7 times more.
29 minutes.
Yes. And I know at the time I was completely blind, like I was subconscious. My body was shivering, my breath was completely stuck, and I think the blood has also come out from my nose. But from where that strength has come? Because after a certain amount of time, after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, our body just give up. Because we cannot hold certain position for a long time. But it's our mind. From where the strength actually comes. People usually have that misconception that strength comes from the size of your biceps and the number of your abs. But the true example is here, that real strength comes from here. If we know how to control our mind, and that all happens with the help of my meditation practices, which I have done. So with the help of meditation practices, we know how to detach ourselves from our pain. And beautiful. With the help of that, we can just bring our consciousness at that higher level, that we feel that the pain which is happening, it's only happening to our physical body, right? And this is how I have broke this whole record. And after that one record, my intense burning desire was not satisfied enough. And after 3 months, the World Yoga Day was coming, and everybody was preparing for that special day. So I also prepare myself for breaking another records. But I think if I will break only one more record, then it will be not worth it for my hard work which I was doing from my childhood. Then I decided to break 3 records in one single day.
Oh my days.
Yes. So at that day...
Commitment at its finest.
Yes. So at that day, I broke the record for the longest time to hold the wheel pose, 8-angle pose, as well as for the chin pose. So these all records. And till now, whichever record I have broke, as I told you before, I was not breaking those records to compete with others, to breaking others' record. I was challenging my own strength, that how a human potential is within us. And every time whenever I break that record, every record was more than 3 times, 4 times, not for only 5 minutes more, 10 minutes more. So this is how the journey has begun, and then it is continue, and the rest of it is in front of you.
Wow, that's just incredible to have the, I guess, the determination to take those steps. Did you grow up in Dubai?
No, I have born and brought up in Surat, Gujarat, in India, and just 2 years back I have come here in Dubai, and within 1 year I have broke these all records.
That is the Dubai determination, I'm
Yes,
telling
that
you.
is because of the help of Dubai, that's for sure.
That's amazing. Very, I think it takes a lot of discipline to even master such techniques, to master such poses, and that to maintain it for so long. That's incredible discipline for the mind.
That's true. More than discipline, one more thing which is more important, because we always know in every motivational speeches that you need to be consistent, you need to be stuck at the point where you are continuously doing your work, no matter how do you feel, what your mind tells you, what your heart tells you. But no, for me, it was completely my intense love towards yoga, because what I personally believe that nothing is hard in this entire world. Only lack of our love towards our work makes the work as a hard work. If we love our work sufficiently, then our work becomes play for us. So this is what I believe, and every single day when I show up on my mat, that love towards yoga pull me and to practice more and more. And I had clear mindset that I want to practice today better than yesterday. That's all I think. And every day if we are continuously practicing, then universe bring us at that level where we become best, but not the best, but at the top of the field. So this is how universe has helped me to provide that energy with the help of my consistent practice, with the help of my determination, whatever we say. So this is how I have reached here.
Wow, and if someone is beginning yoga, how can you kind of teach them that strength of mindset? You know, someone sees your poses, we think, I can't do that.
True.
How do you encourage a strong mindset?
Yes, in yoga, everyone feels that there's so many different poses and difficult poses, and which to achieve those poses, you need to be too much hard work. You need to force yourself, but it is completely different. I will tell you. Because if you see certain poses in which you need to make your body flexible, and you may have seen some people who are crying and stretching their body, it is completely wrong way. It is not yoga.
I was in a yoga class on Saturday and I was I was lying flat and other people were doing it and I just couldn't do it. Yeah, I didn't try, I didn't bother.
So the real thing is that when you are forcing yourself to perform the poses, it is not yoga. Because in yoga, you just need to accept the stretches, accept the pain. And the real beauty is within this. Because when you focus your mind on that particular muscles where you are getting the stretch, and you started accepting those pain, then your pain will transform into your pleasure. The pain which you are getting, the moment when you accept, because unintentionally what happens when you are pushing yourself, your muscles get tighter and tighter. So that doesn't allow you to be more flexible. So the only thing, whoever starting yoga in the beginning phase, you just need to bring your consciousness to that muscles where you are getting the stretches. And just try to accept the stretch, accept the pain, and that acceptance will transform your pain into your pleasure.
So are you saying eventually the more consistent you are with the poses, like anyone can gain that flexibility? Is that possible?
It needs certain amount of time, because the definition of asana, it is like sthiram sukham asana, in which you are initially, if you are holding certain position, it will be painful. But with the consistent practice and efforts, you make that pose pleasureful. It's like if you love to do certain position, for example, if you tell me to do certain position, so I enjoy in that position. Initially, I know it was painful, but the more and more you practice, you become as like you are holding the plank position. Okay, so initially, if you for the first week when you go to the gym, muscle will get soreness, that pain. But after that 1 week, you will start enjoying that. So this is how it all works.
And about Surya Namaskar, they say Surya Namaskar is like one of the greatest of all asanas, you know,
True.
like it incorporates everything.
True.
So, can you explain a little bit about why it's one of the greatest poses?
Definitely. So Surya Namaskar, it is not a single pose. It is a combination of 12 different poses. So in Surya Namaskara, it has designed in such a way that it covers your entire body to move, to get more flexibility and to increase the level of strength which you are having. So it is a combination where you perform one poses after another poses. So it is a 12 asana sequence, and with that sequence, it also includes some flexibility. It also includes some hand strengthening poses. So that is why it is a main combination of your entire. So it covers your all entire muscles that you get the flexibility and strength. That is why it is the greatest all of it.
It's incredible.
Yes.
Can I ask? So this is the Guinness World Record, one of 9 people.
Yes.
The longest time to hold the scorpion, which you talked about, for 29 minutes 4 seconds, was achieved by Yash. Are you in a complete meditative state, meditative state, or do you kind of revert to positive mindset techniques as well? Do you kind of back and forth, or are you just totally?
Okay, so that is a really interesting question. So when I was holding the position, okay, so initially 5 minutes, 7 minutes or 10 minutes, I was just conscious about my position, because if I will be not conscious, I may maybe fall down. And then when the pain starts, okay, when the difficulty starts, it's like the adrenaline release from your body when you are in the certain position where die or live. So that kind of position comes, that if I will fall down or just stay here in this position. So at that moment of time, something new happens. I'm talking about my own experience. I don't know about the science, about anything, but what I felt. So after certain position, my body was giving up. And then somehow, with the help of meditation practices, I bring my awareness towards my breath. And that is the most powerful technique. When we bring our awareness towards our breath, and when we consciously breathe, with every inhalation, you take the new energy. It's like the energy is everywhere. You just need to give the right direction. It's our mind which is just distributing our energy. But when we become completely focused at only one thought or any one work, we get intense energy from within. It was not the energy which comes from my physical body. It was coming from the universal energy, I can say that.
Wow.
So my mind was completely focused. Like in yoga, we almost say that if you want to achieve meditation, if you want to practice meditation, you need to have that shunyata, which means emptiness of your thoughts. You need to be empty from your mind, you need to be empty from your emotions, and you need to be empty from your all physical movements. And you just need to be sthir, as like stable. And when you achieve that true emptiness, that complete shunyata, at that level, at that time, you can connect with yourself with the universe, with the universal energy, and that is what I felt.
So interesting.
That's incredible. Like, honestly, you've said it so beautifully. And, you know, a lot of times you hear people say that, oh, you have this, you have a headache, meditate. You have this disease, meditate. You have back pain, meditate. Go into meditation, go into yoga. How much does meditation and yoga help these kind of physical pains?
Yes, definitely. So yoga, almost whenever the word comes yoga, we think that it is only for meditation. Is it only for physical posture? Is it only for breath work? Yoga, it is a combination of 8 limbs. Yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. I know it goes out of my mind, but if you want to work on your physical body, practice asanas, which means physical postures. If you need to work on your breath, if you want to calm down your mental state, because breath is connected with our mental state. Whenever we are getting angry, we breathe so much fast, quickly. And whenever we are in calm state, peace, if you notice, your breath is running shallow, like slow. So if you want to calm down your mental state, then you need to focus on your breathing exercises, which means pranayam. If you want to get rid from all the tension, the anxiety, thoughts, which is completely roaming from on your mind, then you need to practice meditation, because meditation helps you to calm down from your mind. Then breathing exercises, breath work will help you to calm down your internal organs and as well as your state of mind, and as well as if you want to be more flexible or strengthful, then practice asanas. So this all limbs, that 8 limbs has different impact on our physical body. If you want to work on your senses, like all the 5 senses, our touching, hearing, listening, if you want to improve that efficiency of that senses, you need to practice pratyahar, in which you withdraw your all senses and you focus inside your body. So this yoga is a deep science. If you want to, it is not same for everybody. If your goal, if your aim is different, then yoga might be different for you, it might be different for me. So it is personalized. It is a personalized science where you need to practice according to you, not according to the standards of the yoga. So if you want to have that kind of goal in which you need to work on your body, then you practice posture. If you want to calm down your mind, practice meditation.
Interesting. I have a lot of posture practice in my future.
Definitely.
Dare we ask Yash, as we're coming to the end of our show, what is next for you?
In the future, next I'm also planning to break another records, but not for only me. I wanted to break the record for Dubai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in which I'm planning to bring the mass participation and practice together. So I hope this show and Dubai helps me to achieve this record. And this is what I'm working right now.
And where can people find you on Instagram and like on social media platforms?
So right now I'm mostly active on my Instagram. So you can find me on yash.yoga, yash.yoga. So where you can see my all the current posts and the journey on which I'm just going through.
Definitely go and check that out. Just very quickly, what pose do you believe we as a mass public could achieve with you?
Okay, so I'm planning to break a
Child's pose?
Yes, definitely child's pose is the one. But everyone, like if you want to start the journey of yoga and if you want to practice some posture every single morning, like if you are just having 5-10 minutes, so the best thing is Surya Namaskar, which you can practice. And as well as if you want to stretch, make your body flexible. So initially I would suggest take support with the props, with the equipments, and get the passive stretch. Because in the active stretch, as I told you, you are forcing yourself, and that is not the right way. So with the help of some equipments, with the help of wall, you get that passive stretch, and you just relax yourself completely and that focus on that particular muscles, and you just need to get that flexibility. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Yash.
Thank you so much. Best of luck. And I hope to be part of that record. How cool would that be? Guys, check out his Instagram, yash.yoga, to know exactly what we're talking about. That is all we have time for in the show this morning. A massive thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. Yes. Namaste.
Great.
We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening, guys. That was the Lovin Dubai Show podcast, which is a Lovin Media production and Augustus Media Podcast Network.
A big thanks to all our producers, Shahir, Ali Khalil, Richie, Chaitanya, Ali Baba, and all our story contributors.